Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
Hey.
I'm so excited to chat with you for an hour so no one's listening.
It kind of seems like we haven't chatted for a minute. You weren't around today.
We do podcasts every day.
I know, but I haven't seen you all day. I missed you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I actually don't know if I missed you, but I won't retract it. But it does just feel like you've been gone for a long time for some reason.
Well, I feel you're playing Rocket League tonight.
I'm not. It got canceled.
You not? Oh, that's great news.
Wow. I like that.
Okay. This day got better. Can I tell you something else that happened recently that I'm turned on by, I'm confused by, I'm thrown by?
Do you want to see if anyone's listening first?
Oh, sure.
It seems like a great tease that you did, though.
Is anyone listening?
Yes, I have two today. I'll do them real fast.
Okay.
First one's from Samantha on Spotify.
Yeah.
Coming from someone who's had 2 toes cut off in an accident on a boat.
Ooh,
Sorry
not
to
what you
hear
want to
about
hear.
that. I would still choose to lose my toe over my nipples.
There we go.
Good to know.
From someone who's lived it and walked a mile in 8 toes.
Now, if there's someone out there that's lost a nipple and would choose nipple again, we'd love to hear from you. I don't know if our audience...
Is that what our second review is?
I wish.
God, a boat accident is to lose, because you know that involved a blade.
A propeller, you think?
Or a rope.
Oh.
A rope is even worse, can I say?
A rope is...
I don't want to be insensitive. All of it's bad.
We're not being insensitive. We're saying all of it's bad.
Okay.
Right?
I think so.
It's all bad.
It is
and
all
you know
bad.
what? Chances are it wasn't a rope or a propeller.
What the fuck
It
does
could have been
that mean?
smashed between 2 hard surfaces, 2 boats, or a boat and a dock.
Then I think she would say that's in an accident with boats.
Whatever happened, it was not good, but she is a trooper and she would choose that again.
Wow. Really good to know. Thank you, Samantha.
The second one was on Apple from Ash Babs, and it says, after getting turned on to NLR by St. Monica...
Hang on. I'm tripping over things to get to it. Love Monica. I was just texting with her.
I look forward to my Wednesday morning commute with you both. I find you hugely relatable and always end up laughing out loud. After your Fat Boy Jr. recommendation, I had to purchase a box while grocery shopping this weekend. You were right. Those. They are so satisfying and just the right size for a post-meal sweet. I felt the need to finally write a review because I just unwrapped one and there was no top. Imagine if this is not a quality control issue, but a strategic play to pad margins with a half sandwich in each box. We need some kind of study to get to the bottom of this. Andy, your next passion project, LOL?
Well, since the Hunt's ketchup one went so well.
That's true.
Does that pain you when you think about that would
Only
drive
when you're
me
an asshole about this.
That would drive me nuts. That you were starting this whole documentary. You took the time to drive out to different grocery stores.
Yeah.
Cameras mounted to cars and shit.
Sometimes a passion project takes time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I never close a door on a passion project.
That might be the problem. Life's going to close a bunch of doors for you, isn't it?
You're so annoying. But anyways, in our family, I've experienced opening a Fat Boy Jr. no top. Our son has, and now Ash Babs.
That was from the same box. There were 2 topless showing their tits out there.
In the same box?
Yes.
That's even more egregious.
Yes, and if you're not at a nude beach, it's illegal.
Okay, so what turned you on or something?
Well, now I don't want to talk about it.
I want you to talk about it.
Okay. I feel like you turned into a different person.
When?
Unless it was someone else, but I don't think so.
I hope not.
Without fanfare, without mentioning it or whatever, I go into we have a few junk drawers in our house, but as a double Verg, I like to keep things nice and tight. And I kind of know where everything is. Now our garage becomes a different story, but for the most part, our house just has it. Am I boring you?
Yeah. I don't need the microaggression of the garage. It seems like you might say something nice, but you have to pad it with this.
Yeah.
I know what the garage comment meant. I know how targeted it is at me. But carry on.
Okay. I go into our digital junk drawer the other day.
Digital junk drawer?
Yes. Which at one point was a pet junk drawer. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any more pets.
Will you explain this a little better?
Okay,
do you see how confusing this could sound?
Sure. We have a piece of furniture in our home that I inherited from my parents. It's one of the few things I still have. Might get rid of it. I don't know. It has a single drawer in it.
Mm-hmm.
And in that drawer, we used to keep like dog and cat brushes, leashes, treats, nail clippers, all of the pet paraphernalia.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, our pets have died off. And it slowly then became a digital drawer because that's where we would put I would throw our chargers because it was really easy to access an outlet right there that we would use to charge our kids' devices. And also we have a few battery packs. And then it just started to become a catch-all for all. You don't like how I'm doing this, do you? Okay, well, whatever.
Tech stuff is in there. Yeah. Charging cables. You got it. You nailed it. You honestly nailed it.
Headphones, different jacks, all sorts of jacks.
Yeah, dongles.
Dongles out the wongle.
Yep.
And it was a fucking nightmare. It became a rat's nest of wires and cords, and you couldn't find what you're looking for.
Mixed in with the old pet stuff, old leashes, brushes with hair on it, or mixing with tech cables. Sure.
Mm-hmm. So the other day, I go into that drawer, and similar to the Monica sound,
yeah.
It was fucking bananas.
Yeah.
It looked so glorious, so organized, and streamlined.
Mm-hmm.
You must have gotten rid of quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it looked amazing. And this is just so not like you. And I'm like, is everything okay? First of all, to like take the initiative to go and totally.
Oh my God, you sound like such an asshole. You don't think I take an initiative on things?
Well, no. Actually, I don't when it comes to organizing drawers. No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't. And I stand by that.
You're going to die on that hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Name one other time that on your own you decided, I'm going to clean this out.
Clean this out. A drawer.
Okay. So walk me through what you... And I was like so happy, but also confused.
Yeah.
What inspired this?
Well, I use that drawer a lot because I often need a cable or a battery pack or something like that. And I was looking for a particular cable, and I kept pulling out the same fucking cable, and it was a micro USB cable, which those have really fallen out of fashion. So barely anything uses those anymore. And I'm pulling one after the other out, and that's not what I need. I needed a USB-C cord. And I'm going out of my fucking mind, and I'm like, how many of these fucking micro USB cables do we have? It was one micro USB cable after another micro USB cable.
Okay.
So that's what started it. And so then I pulled everything out.
What kind of things did you find in there?
All the pet stuff, I tossed a lot of it. There was old flea medication. And
sure. Oh, yeah.
I got rid of a lot of it.
Never got to that. That's something you need to think about when you're buying that, if you buy it in bulk. Might not get to it. Had no idea.
I had no idea. So I organized everything. I put all the pet stuff in one big gallon-sized Ziploc bag. And then I brought that bag out to the garage and put it in a place that I would remember where it was that made sense.
Well, now what's in there?
A few brushes, like an old collar of one of our pets, some leashes, and just some pet stuff that if we ever have pets again, it'd be nice to have it.
Leashes are nice to have when you find strays.
That's another thing, yeah. So I kept the stuff I thought I needed in a Ziploc bag, and then I put everything else on the table, and I started going through it. I cannot tell you how many of those fucking micro USB cords we had. No, I'm not joking.
How many?
I might have thrown away 20 of them and still filled up a little Ziploc bag with a bunch to set aside to keep.
Why? Okay, well, not to give you notes because you did a great job. Why, if we never used them, did you have a bunch still? Why not just get rid of all of them except for one?
Well, because then you run. That's. Do you hear yourself?
No, I'm serious.
I'm a gear guy, and I like to be able to have the cable when I need it. And I do have a box of cables that are all labeled and stuff. So I have like a bag of USB cables, a bag of these other kind. I don't want to get rid of all of them because we might need to charge some random thing. There might be something that, I don't know.
And there would be two at once.
Well, I just kept
Three,
a few.
4.
Okay, I got rid of a ton. Why are you doing this?
I'm just trying to get into the mindset.
Okay, so
here.
I got rid of all that stuff. Then I wanted to organize the cables that we do use, but I was mindful of like, how many of these do we really need? We use the phone ones much more, so I have like 3 of those still in there.
Nice.
I organized the battery packs, then there's like a little box. I put weird things that are very rare that we don't usually use, but I put them in the box so I would know that like the stuff that's weird is in the box.
Smart.
And I just organized it all, and I felt pretty great about it.
And was this done on a whim?
What's another option?
Like,
Or what?
or you had the experience with the mini USB and you were like, went about your day and you made a thing on your watch that said, set a reminder to clean out the junk drawer tomorrow.
So what you're saying is like, did I hit rock bottom, fuck a prostitute, like crash a car, or did I just one day think like, I'm going to quit drinking? Something like that?
No, I'm not.
Because that's a whim versus like something big happened with that drawer to me.
No, a whim is just you just do it right there. The inspiration strikes you and you take care of it. Even though that's the sort of thing that will eat up an hour or two.
That's true. I do think...
Just answer it. Did you do it right then?
I have to think. Let me think for a second. No, I think it had simmered for a day or two.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm going to tackle this.
Great. Okay. This was supposed to be such a beautiful, like, wow, you did this thing. And actually, we both just ended up being upset with each other.
What about the turn on part?
Gone, baby, gone. Do you want to talk about how, no, I don't want to talk about it.
What do you not want to talk about?
How I wrote down, I thought buffalo mozzarella came from Buffalo, New York. And you said, I wouldn't say that to anybody.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Okay.
Stupid.
Okay.
You didn't realize it's from buffaloes?
Right. Well, is it? Champagne comes from an area called Champagne.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there are other things like that.
The interesting thing about this, in my bones, I know it comes from buffaloes. However, this is where I'm starting.
Cow mozzarella?
Well, yeah, there's probably regular mozzarella and then there's buffalo mozzarella.
So regular is bovine? Sorry, I don't know why this is so funny.
Holy shit. Bovine mozzarella versus buffalo? Hold on. Before you look anything up, here's where I'm starting to doubt myself. And I hate that you're making me feel this way. But when you think of buffaloes...
Horns.
I think of male.
For sure.
But
Beards.
But they're both... There's male and female buffalo, right?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I know you're fucking with me.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's both.
There is.
Yeah.
There's steers and bitches.
Do you know what I saw? I don't know. There are bitches. Do you know what I saw the other day that I was like, you don't see that a lot?
Is it buffalo related?
A little baby squirrel. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, that is really cute. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this real fast. Buffalo mozzarella, just double check it's from Buffaloes and not Buffalo, New York, which I can't believe we're doing this. And then also see if Buffalo's
mozzarella from Buffalo, New York. It's from the milk of the Italian Mediterranean buffalo. It's traditionally manufactured in Campagna.
Great.
So it could be Campagna mozzarella.
I wonder if anyone touts that they do make the best bovine mozzarella.
Well, okay. There is bovine.
Will you stop saying bovine? Does it anywhere say bovine in front of you?
Okay. There is cow mozzarella, cow milk. While still very tender and mild, it has a slightly tighter, springier texture. Its flavor is more mild than buffalo milk and would hold up better to cooking. Buffalo mozzarella.
Mm-hmm.
More succulent and lacy.
Oh, yeah.
Its flavor is more robust, which makes it great for eating at room temp. When heated, though, it will liquefy more easily, making foods like pizza soggy. Ooh. So what we have on pizza is usually cow milk.
Now, last question. Will you look up goat's milk mozzarella? And I bet it has its own name. And it's a type of cheese, I bet.
Making me crave cheese. Okay, goat's milk.
Mozzarella.
Goat mozzarella.
AKA?
This exists.
It's just goat mozzarella?
Yeah. Huh. Now, it's rare. It's more rare. Have you noticed that yesterday my lunch was a roasted sweet potato with cottage cheese and honey drizzled on it?
I didn't notice.
You didn't watch me eat it? We were sitting outside together that whole time I was eating it.
Really?
How do you not notice things?
I knew that you had made a yam. But I did not notice the honey or the cottage cheese.
A yam.
Did you come up with this yourself, or is this you put honey on the cottage? Is that a thing?
Well, I used to love cottage cheese with like pineapple.
Is that weird? Is that like cute?
I feel like it was
Are
like...
you trying to be cute with that? Are you?
I feel like... I don't know why I'm so giggly today. I feel like it was a diet staple for my mom's era.
Okay.
But it's actually very good. So I feel like that was there was like an era in cooking similar to like Jell-O molds and stuff like that, where there would be like a leaf of lettuce and a scoop of cottage cheese and like surrounded by pineapple to make it look like a sunflower or something.
Cool.
But it's actually a very delicious combination, the sweet and the salty of the cheese. And so I haven't had cottage cheese in years and years and years. And recently I got a hankering for it and I bought it and shit, it's fucking good.
I've never had it. I got to try it.
You should try it. It's delicious.
What's my first? I think we've talked about this before. It's going to be on a saltine. All right. I will do it soon. Okay,
great. So anyway, but I'm back in the cheese game.
Cottage cheese or just cheese in general?
I think cheese in general. I want to be eating different cheeses.
Now, you didn't answer my question. Is the yam, cottage cheese, honey a thing you heard about?
Sweet potato.
Or what?
Oh, yes. I think I saw something on Reddit.
Got it. Last question about pineapples.
Yes.
Why did the pineapple become the sign for the lifestyle? Do you know what I mean? The swinging lifestyle. Why would they pick the pineapple? Can you look that up? Or do you want to guess first?
I want to guess first.
Because it's prickly. To me, it's not a sexy fruit.
Also, I do want to say this, Andy. You always bring this up of the lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I know, but it's called that in the circle, in the world of the lifestyle. People like regos like me, normies out there, I would never know what you're talking about. Lifestyle applies to lots of different facets. They don't have a trademark on the word lifestyle. So let's be a little bit more specific. You mean swingers. Mm-hmm. Okay. So pineapples have been used. Oh, wait, we were going to guess first. My initial guess was pineapples. I feel like, well, I guess it was more like seashells, but I feel like it's a fruit that's been used as kind of like a bra type thing.
You're thinking of coconuts.
I am thinking of coconuts. So I was thinking, oh, you're in a tropical place, like more body parts are out and about, and you're drinking rum, and one thing leads to another, and like, boom, it's the beginning of the lifestyle. I'm
thinking now it's more like they're prickly on the outside. Mm-hmm. you're probably going to get some sort of irritation or minor STD from this experience, right?
Uh-huh.
But the inside is so, sweet and great. It's worth it. Do you think that's the analogy?
I heard somewhere, you're an Aries
Mm-hmm.
sun, and I'm Virgo, moon and sun.
Mm-hmm.
Our two signs are the most likely signs to cheat, but yours is the most by a landslide.
Really, by a landslide?
Because you get bored of the same old.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. A pineapple, just don't do it.
I'm not gonna.
Truly just divorce me if you're going to.
Got it.
Okay. That will hurt too. I'm just thinking it through.
Okay.
You coming to me and going, hey, babe, we've had a really good run, 20 plus years. I'm being respectful. You told me that if I ever felt like I wanted to cheat, just to divorce you. And so here I am. The time has come.
Right.
It would be tough. Okay. The pineapple is widely recognized historically in different cultures. So that's really interesting. This crosses cultures of hospitality, welcome, and good luck.
Okay.
So that's step one. That's the symbolism of pineapples before the lifestyle usurped it.
Mm-hmm.
Now the upside down pineapple.
It has to be upside down?
Yes. And you've told me that before.
Okay.
So
I have a slippery memory. Do you know what I mean?
Is associated with swinging or open relationships due to its perceived association with sharing and excess, a play on the fruit's original symbolism of hospitality and wealth.
Okay.
So it's like, I think it's a fruit of abundance. It is very impressive. It has a certain...
What's impressive about it?
It's an incredible fruit. First of all, it's so delicious.
Yes.
It is. I hardly know anyone who is like, I hate pineapple.
A lot of people are allergic to it, though.
Yes. I might be actually a little bit. It makes my throat itchy, but I still go in. It seems like it takes a lot of energy to create it.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I think all fruits are pretty impressive, but an apple, you're like, okay, I get it.
You're
it's
talking
like,
out of your ass right now. What are you talking about? An
Have you
apple, I
seen-
get it, versus a pineapple energy amount?
Yes. Have you seen, first of all, they're pretty big. Second of all, they're different. An apple is just like, it's all apple. A pineapple is like three different fruits stuck together. I mean,
It's not. It's one fruit.
It's this incredible fruit. And then it has this amazing hat that looks like a Vegas showgirl. It's so beautiful and it's very impressive. And you could put it out as a centerpiece.
What about the energy part, though?
Nature, for fucking Mother Nature to have figured that one out. Like, she was high that day.
Yeah.
She had dropped some acid or something. I mean,
It does.
she's throwing all these fruits at like watermelon. Okay, fine. It's kind of fun. It's pink on the inside. Apples, whatever. Pears, okay.
It does. Let me throw this in here. And I think this relates to it being a part of the lifestyle. If you had never seen one, and you come across this plant, this thing, it does feel forbidden slightly because when you grab it, you're like, wait, am I not supposed to have this because it's spiky?
Have you seen online the amazing ways that people say you should eat them?
The what?
Pineapples.
Okay, the insides.
the like that we've got it all wrong. We go about it like cutting this and cutting that. And, cutting a pineapple is a big event also, unlike an apple. But really that on the outside, all those little spikes are actually each an individual like handle that you pull off a nub to eat.
What?
Yes.
You can do that?
I'm going to show you something.
No shit. It looks kind of janky, though, once you pull it out like that, though. Like, is that sort of like when people eat
apples upside down
and,
and bananas?
and
You're like, get
like,
the fuck over yourself.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is like that.
Okay, cool. How did we get here?
What a journey. We went on cottage cheese. We went to, it's cottage cheese and pineapples.
But
And
did
then it was
we
like
tangent off something? Or are
how
we...
it's connected to the lifestyle.
Right.
So upside down is like a symbol of I'm down to clown.
Just with the pineapple.
Yes.
Got it. I feel like you had a pineapple thing and didn't realize that you might have been advertising at one point in your life. No?
No.
You didn't have any pineapple stuff? Pineapple earrings?
I have a little pineapple pin that says world's it says down to clown. No, this says Mary Elizabeth gave it to me. It says world's nicest badass. And actually the other day, Otis was like, that pin is weird because he knows that badass is probably kind of a bad word. And I said, oh, I know, but badass in this sense actually means like it's someone who's kind of cool. It doesn't mean that they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you heard about this and you decided all pineapples have to do with the lifestyle. And also the lifestyle, like the word lifestyle now means this. This is such a niche group of people. And the pineapple still has meaning outside of it. It has to be upside down. Like, there are lots of things.
Mm-hmm. And you are more of an authority on this than me because you have a best friend that's in the lifestyle?
No.
Okay. That's interesting because I do.
Ugh. Big shout out to Brooklyn Bedding.
Oh, boy.
Our sponsor today. We just got a brand new mattress from them. It is incredible. I've not experienced luxury in the mattress department like this ever before.
Amazing.
Honestly, I'm sleeping so much better. It is exactly it's the Goldilocks of cushiony and firm. Now, if someone out there is looking for a new mattress, they have all sorts of options, different firmness options, heights, dimensions. They also have this pillow top cooling technology I think we're going to get for our daughter because she's a hot sleeper.
Oh, nice.
And it will all bring your comfort to the next level, just like we have. It's actually like floating on a cloud. Brooklyn Bedding is free of fiberglass, and unlike other mattress brands, they ensure their entire facility is completely free of this toxic fiberglass. Don't think we need that. So sleep on your Brooklyn Bedding mattress for up to 120 nights. If you don't love it as much as we do, they'll help you return it or pick out a different one. They stand behind their quality. So go to brooklynbedding.com and use my promo code NLR at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. You have to use our very special promo code on the very last page of checkout to get this discount. That's brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code NLR for 30% off site-wide. brooklynbedding.com, promo code NLR.
Big shout out to Factor. Food, it stresses me out.
I know.
Especially during a busy week. I have a hard time deciding what and when to eat. Am I going to cook something? Is it good for me? All of that stuff, it brings me down.
I know it does.
Step in Factor,
Yes.
though. They have come to my rescue with their chef-made gourmet meals that are ready to heat and eat in only 2 minutes.
So convenient.
So each week, you can choose from 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on their menu. So this week, oh God, I had some good stuff. My favorite, I had a chorizo, roasted pepper pasta with cilantro, cumin. I didn't even know there was cumin in that. Cauliflower florets.
Yum.
It was delicious.
I love their tortellini. And I also love that as a mixed household with someone eating meat and someone not, we could mix and match and we both got delicious meals.
You got veg options, keto options, meaty options, everything. There is also cold pressed juices, which our son went bonkers for. Which one was it? I wrote it down here.
Apple, beet, and ginger. He chugged that. He was so into it.
He was so in it. So if that sounds good to you and you want to eat smart with Factor, get started at factormeals.com/NLR50off and use the code NLR50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code NLR50off at factormeals.com/NLR50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Let's talk about food YouTube for a second. We've been watching a ton of it, right?
Yes.
Our favorites, my favorite, maybe I'm speaking for you, but we've been hooked on Action Bronson's Fuck That's Delicious series.
Yes.
And especially he has a couple like super cuts of trips to Europe and France.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently there's some single episodes of a newer France trip that he's on.
Yes.
But anyways, he's like a pretty famous Queens rapper that also loves food. He's been doing this for ages, but they're so well done.
Yes, they are. They're very artistic. He's really interesting because he's this total, I mean, it goes to show, like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like this total Queens guy, very lovable.
Yeah.
But kind of like walking around Paris in like a tank top.
Yeah.
And
Oakley's.
And like is not changing who he is to adapt to anything. And you would think he's totally just a guy who sits around playing Xbox all day and eating Doritos and like that's his life. But he's actually a total foodie.
Yeah.
He loves like fine dining, but it's this novel thing because he is this famous rapper and he's beloved. He gets catered to in this way, which I do want to say I don't think would happen for everyone. I do think there is some decorum required. If you're going to a Michelin star restaurant, I wouldn't show up dressed as Action Bronson does.
I disagree a little bit because I think most of the places he's going are also, they're really good, but they feel more youthful. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are dressed, like he's dressed very cool for that world, if you will.
I don't think so.
Do you know what I mean?
To me, he dresses like a 90s, like, all due respect, but like Limp Bizkit loving Queens guy who's stuck in his 20s. Like
I think there's more nuance to it that you're not picking up on.
To me, it's not stylish. I mean, he's wearing these like oversized t-shirts and sports jerseys. I think you're attributing a little bit more fashion. I don't think he's fashion forward. And I think he's even said as much on the show. Like there's a difference between someone who's curatedly kind of sloppy versus he's just wearing what's comfortable.
Okay, well, his crew, though, is very fashionable.
Very, yes.
And on all these European trips, he hangs with this guy, Clovis.
Oh, I love him.
Clovis is very fashionable.
Very, yes.
Yeah,
So anyway, what I love about it is he's like, come as you are. In a lot of situations where I think I would be really intimidated, particularly in France, you know, where it seems like I'm a little scared of French people sometimes. And if you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, like it's highly offensive. But he just shows up. And so they're all tasting these wines that are like 100 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's like, the tannins and all of the wine stuff that sounds very fancy. And he's like, shit, that's like that's stupid.
Yeah, fuck, that's stupid. And it should be of note, too, that wine is a huge part of this show. He's seemingly like loves wine. And the amount of wine these guys drink on these trips, it's unbelievable, actually.
You don't know, because you don't drink very much anymore and you don't really drink wine very often. You did have a glass of wine with me the other day.
Yeah.
But I go through a journey pretty much every time we watch an episode where the first 10 minutes I'm like, oh, I love wine. It is such a beautiful beverage. And it has like, when you have a good glass of wine, there can be so much complexity. I mean, it's similar to food flavors where something can really just like take you by surprise.
Yeah.
And then I start to get really anxious watching how much they're drinking and like I can't have more than 2 glasses, you know, and seeing that they're having 8, 10.
Oh, well, on the most recent episode, they're in France. They go visit this winery, this like amazing little wizard 80-year-old man has.
Yeah.
I think they said they tried 50 wines that day. It's unreal.
This man owns a winery and it has like 3 different caves there, which are kind of the underground storage places for the wine. And
he makes natural wine.
And that man and his wife, I'm like, they might have life figured out.
He seems to have so much energy,
So
so happy, spry.
Now, it's also like, is that because you're an alcoholic and you're drinking with your friends and you're opening 50 bottles of wine?
If you were that old, though, 80 years old, okay, could you be drinking that much and have that kind of energy? I guess maybe, but doesn't that seem to not add up sort of a little bit?
I was asking you this the other day.
Okay.
Alcoholism.
Yeah.
Which we both have in our families.
Yes.
Because watching them, I'm like, obviously they're drinking a lot. The tolerance can be built up. Like, for example, when you were in your 20s, you could probably have 8 drinks and would be drunk.
But yeah. If I had 8 drinks now, I would be blackout. I'd be hungover for 2 days.
But we're planning a hopeful trip to France someday.
I have crazy news. Guess who lives there right now?
Who?
Guess. This is like unreal. This is a very quick tangent because I don't have that much info and I'll get more info.
Can I get any hints?
If I give you a hint, you'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah, we know them.
Okay, it's a them. So it's a family.
No.
Okay. Busy.
My aunt.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. They don't know. I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't know. You don't know where your sister's living right now.
Okay.
I've already texted her. All right. I got on the WhatsApp because that's what you do when people are in Europe.
It sure is. Okay,
so
cool.
I'll keep you posted. But how crazy is that?
Anyway, we're hoping, I mean, it's hope upon hope at this moment in time that lots of things work out for us. But that is a goal of ours. And I'm thinking, I need to start building my tolerance up now. But my question is, at what point are you just an alcoholic? Like, your tolerance can't be built up so that you are at the level where you can have 10 drinks and be fine, right?
To me, the alcoholism, and I wonder if there's truly a definition, but to me, it's not as related to quantity at all. It's like having known some in my life, it's like I know what it feels like to be around an alcoholic, and I can see the instant they drink. And that's a characteristic a lot of people will say, that if you know an alcoholic, especially one intimately, you literally can like see them morph into their different version
of
the second
themselves.
Like they taste alcohol almost.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
Okay, someone like the person in my family who I knew very well was like a functioning alcoholic. I wouldn't have been able to tell necessarily.
Interesting.
Unless they had had a lot to drink.
I guess there's also different types.
But also the person you're referring to, I mean, I think can get very, very drunk.
Yeah.
And that's part of it too. So I guess my question is like, basically watching these, I'm like, at what point does tolerance go out the window?
Well, I think everyone's chemistry is different. I do think that there is a definition for a binge drinker that you could probably look up, that I think it's like if you have more than 3 drinks, like 5 days, nights a week or something, that's considered binge drinking, I believe. Something, whatever it is. But I don't know. Can you look up is there a definition for an alcoholic? I think
that's a great question.
Very nuanced.
Alcoholism is characterized by an impaired ability to stop or control alcohol use despite adverse social, occupational, or health consequences. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because back in the day with intervention, they'd say, your addiction has affected me negatively in the following ways.
Yeah. That is a very good distinction where, let's say you have a family member, right, that drinks 3 drinks a night, let's just say, hypothetically. I think could be 2 different scenarios where in one of the scenarios, and it could be due to many things, their chemistry, their personality, all sorts of stuff, but that is impairing their relationship with the rest of their family.
Yes.
And they feel like they have no control, though. Like they can't not drink, even when their surroundings, everyone in their life is telling them like, this is really hard for us, whatnot. They can't stop, right?
Yeah.
Where there could also be a person that's having the 3 drinks a night. And 2 scenarios. One, maybe you do find it annoying and maybe they are rubbing people the wrong way, and you're like, hey, this is like really annoying when you do that. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they just kind of stop. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Or even a third version where they're just built a certain way where they have 3 drinks a night and it doesn't really affect them and they do like it. They probably are addicted in some way, but not necessarily an alcoholic because it's not affecting their life, their social circumstance or anything like that. It's almost just like a medicine that they really enjoy.
I know. It's interesting because I feel like the person I'm referring to
is more in that category,
was
potentially.
more in that category, but it did, I'll just say it's my dad, and it caused issues between them. But and I think that ultimately you were saying the other day, because I was talking about people who, the idea of someone waking up and taking a shot of vodka before going to work literally blows my mind.
Yeah.
But you said, I bet there are so many people that almost in order to work.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that at that point, the disease must be pretty far along, where then it becomes, I need this to function.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Which is...
you're totally addicted. I think you would be jaw-drop surprised if you spent like a morning at like a Quickie Mart to see how many people were buying, tall boys of beer on the way into work or stuff like that.
Right.
And or a liquor store, how many people are buying, little shots of whatever it is. But I think you would be pretty blown.
It's also interesting. Like at one point I was worried that you had a problem when we were younger. This is New York Times.
And I had many people in my life, even before we met, that had approached me about me having a problem.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Who?
I had some friends in high school that they had kind of brought it up to me.
In high school?
Yeah, there was like this girl that would come visit in the summers. And I think her mom might have had a problem or something.
This was in Sun Valley, so there's like a lot of people who were
tourists
every summer there.
Yeah, you'd see them in the summers. Yeah. But I can remember her bringing it up to me.
And saying what? Like, you
just
go
like you seem,
really hard.
Yeah, you seem like you might have a problem. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But what's so fascinating to me is that I feel like that time in our life, you had an addictive personality.
Yeah.
You like the smoking, drinking.
Yeah.
But we talked, I feel like we had a couple of heart-to-hearts and you pulled it back. Actually, what we landed on was you shouldn't have brown liquor.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
Yeah.
But you stopped having brown liquor, no problem. And then a year ago, you kind of were like, it's not really for me anymore. But it's not an addiction at all. It's like the opposite now where you're like, I just don't want it.
Yeah.
And just how the different phases of life can... Because I feel like, I know I'm all over the place right now.
No. I think it all makes sense though.
But when there's that time, I guess I'm impressed that someone could call it out in high school, but I feel like there's the time after college where everyone's like, you've gotten your college partying out, people are starting to like pair up and get into serious relationships and whatever. Yeah. And you start to see the few friends that you're like, oh, they have a problem. Like we all partied like that.
Yes.
But theirs is continuing on and seems like it's a priority to them and almost that they guilt you for like
totally
settling down and not like wanting to go hard or whatever.
I do think I have that gene, if you will, and I do think that my body reacts in the like way of like, oh, I would have a real problem, sort of. But I think for whatever reason, almost my body became averse to alcohol. Like, it just doesn't make me feel good. And I think luckily for that reason, I kind of skirted it, sort of.
Can I ask you a big question?
Yeah.
I can't help but notice that, and it's not like you were heavily drinking. I mean, after we had kids, it's been kind of tapering off anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that you've been a heavy drinker for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
But you kind of deciding you're over it very much corresponds with when you started ADHD medication.
That is sort of interesting. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Potentially.
Because I have to look back at you in your 20s
Mm-hmm.
and some of that behavior. And when I first met you, I mean, you were wild.
Mm-hmm.
You were a wild guy.
Mm-hmm.
And like reckless. And if
Yeah.
some of that was linked to having untreated ADHD, I don't know.
Well, the smoking, I remember looking into this, that like oftentimes smoking can be associated with people that have ADHD. But if you think about the amount I smoked and the amount of caffeine I had back in the day, because I would drink tons of Mountain Dew or soda.
Yes.
I wasn't ever having coffee, but it was I mean, I would have a Mountain Dew every morning.
Oh my God.
And I was smoking like a chimney. And what's interesting is now caffeine, I hate it. It makes me feel so gross. And yeah, but I wonder if that was part of that, you know?
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Yeah.
There was this Instagram post, and I wish I could attribute it to someone. I'm sure I'll just say it and it will come up on people's phones because that's what happens. But it really made me laugh because I went on this girls' weekend recently and, you know, max 2 drinks. I think me and one other person had 2 drinks.
Yeah.
We our amazing host had hired a chef to like cook this incredible meal for us. Now we were there to play mahjong.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be sharp for that. But in any other scenario, I feel like we all would have been getting pretty shit-faced. Like, we don't have kids. We're spending the night at this house. We're not even out.
Yeah.
But all of us are like at a certain stage in our lives. And there was this Instagram thing, and it was this woman. And it's like, it said like drinking and perimenopause or whatever. And it was like, give me 1 drink. I'm going to open my legs. Give me 2. And then she's like, okay, I got a lot to do tomorrow and I got to... It's like, it's over. Very funny.
I mean, I wonder how much outliers we are, because I also do think there's a lot of people our age that like, they have like 3 drinks a night. You know what I mean? That are just drinking, you know?
I have a friend who is sober and I'm so impressed by them.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them. And they've been sober for a couple of years now. And the way they said it is that there's this idea, and I think in kind of our world, there's less of this, like it's 5 o'clock, so it's time to have a happy hour or whatever. There's not much of that, I feel like, and maybe it's the stage of our lives where we have kids. And I think our social circle
too.
Yeah.
I think there are other people with kids our age that it is that pressure.
Sure.
Yeah.
But my friend was saying like, at the time they realized, every night, it's 6 o'clock. I can finally have my like drink that I've been waiting all day. And I relate to that too. I mean, there's some days where I'm like, I just need a drink.
Yeah.
Rarely do I have it during the week. But for them, it was like, then that started getting earlier and earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also were surprised once they got sober to realize with friends that we all weren't doing this, that we all weren't at 5 p.m. having the drink, because when we were all together, we would, for social events.
Right.
Or like on the weekend, if it's 11 a.m. and there's a big pool party, yes, we might have a drink, but that's not every weekend at 11 a.m.
Right. That's interesting.
And it was like a real light bulb moment for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. We sidetracked. I love the sidetrack. But the reason I wanted to bring up this food YouTube stuff is you said the other night, like, what if I had a food YouTube channel?
Uh-huh.
And you gave it a name.
Are we doing a launch?
No, we are not doing a launch. I'm sorry. I'm going to poke some big holes in this.
Voyage, Vege, or like Vege, Voyage, Vage. Veg.
Voyage, Vage.
Veg, Vag.
Veg, Vag.
Voyage.
Veg, Voyage.
Come on, Andy.
Veg,
that is
Voyage.
a winner.
Whoa.
Andy, you got to give it to me.
So pitch me the show, and then I'm sorry, I'm going to be an asshole and poke holes in it.
Okay, well, I'm not prepared, first of all.
Soft pitch.
Okay. Voyage, Veg. Wait, no, hang on. Veg, Vag, Voyage is a mouthful. And you best believe it's a mouthful. It's all about teaching people how to find great vegetarian food out in the world. Okay. That's real food.
Great.
And it's also about teaching men how to eat vagina. No, I think it's just kind of me out there eating food, describing it, rating it. I'll be very honest. I'm not going to go to some bullshit place that's hyped up and be like, ooh, this is so good. Well, that would be hard for me.
You're not going to, what is it, like patronize them? No, you're not going to, it's not going to influence you. Yeah, I think maybe placate.
So I'm going to be brutally honest.
What a breath of fresh air.
No, but you and I have been watching Jolly.
That's another food
Josh
YouTube channel.
And Ollie,
very charming two guys,
very
British
charming.
guys.
And I wish you and I ate the same things because I think that we would have. They have like a fun dynamic, and I think you and I would have a fun dynamic over food. But there's so little crossover for us.
No, okay. Can I poke the biggest hole in this?
Is it a vaginal hole?
No, it's a veg hole.
Okay.
You are vegetarian, yes?
Yes.
I will give you that. You don't like vegetarian food. Think about that for a second.
What do you mean?
You don't...
Are you saying I just don't like food?
No.
I love food.
Hold on. Any like vegetarian restaurant is not for you. You don't like it. Any dish that's like vegetarian forward or like... You just don't like vegetarian food, really.
Well, I don't like food that is trying to be meat.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I think even like the best vegan restaurant or anything like trying to push the envelope or anything that's like too many vegetables.
Well, if there's a lot of mushrooms, it's going to be tough.
You like your version of vegetarian is... I would call you, don't take offense to this, but you are like a Midwest vegetarian, sort of. You're not elevated in your vegetarianism. Now, maybe there is really a world for that channel, actually. But like you don't, it just surprises me how often you're disappointed with like vegetarian stuff that's known for being vegetarian.
Like give an example, because I actually don't know what you're talking about. Here in LA, I mean, it's not like you need to go to a vegetarian restaurant. Right.
But okay, salads, you love salads. Great.
I do love salads.
Okay. But
I'd love to try some for YouTube for Vag Food Veg.
You like salads, but then you like the kind of vegetables that are like side dishes at like a steakhouse. You like your broccolis, you like your cauliflowers, you like stuff like that.
Yes.
But say you're to go to a vegan restaurant, the section on the menu that's like the mains, that's not speaking to you.
No.
Yeah. So you're in this like niche. That's why. But as I'm poking holes in you, maybe
You're poking holes in me?
In you, maybe we've discovered a new hole.
To fill?
that other people need filled too. Maybe there's an angle of the kind of vegetarian. I would like to see you trying to find vegetarian food that you like, because the honest thing is, a lot of it disappoints you. And maybe that's a setup. Honestly, I'm vegetarian, but you know what, guys? Sometimes it's hard to fill my hole. A lot of times it disappoints me, but I'm on a mission to fill this hole.
Fill my hole is the title. Fill my hole. Oh, this is great. Okay, you heard it here first.
We just want to see if we could get a reservation for tomorrow night for 2. Oh, you're booked for 3 months?
Wait,
this is actually for Fill My Hole. You might have heard of us. We have 20 million subs on YouTube.
Fill my hole.
Okay, no.
No, come on. Andy, don't poo-poo it.
Okay, I have to poo-poo this. Hang
on. It's so clever. And it's provocative.
It's very provocative.
Fill my hole.
Okay, I'm at...
my pie hole, you get it.
Okay. Your kids, one of our kids, your kids. I'm trying to disassociate from you that much that I'm saying your kids. Okay.
Your children.
You're at the admissions meeting for them to get into this like fancy school, and they're looking at employment and whatnot. So I see, so you're a food vlogger, is that right?
YouTube. Yes, YouTuber.
Influencer. Oh, that's cool. Is that fun?
Yeah, I focus mostly on vegetarian forward cuisine.
And what's the channel name? I'll check that out. I'll subscribe.
Oh, That's tough. It's fill my hole. Wait, Andy, hang on. We have to see if fill my hole exists.
Okay, hold on. What world are you living in?
Fill my hole. It's not. It doesn't exist.
On YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Fill my hole doesn't. I dare you to go to fillmyhole.com. I dare you.
Okay. I should do that in a private browser.
Whatever floats your boat.
Fill my hole. Wow. I'm really surprised that
No one has Fill My Hole?
no one has Fill My Hole. Like, we better get it.
See if someone has fillmyhole.com.
How do I do a private browser? Safari.
File.
Yeah. You seem to know that pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's actually kind of...
What is it?
It's actually just like a splash page that you could probably buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like erotic categories, sex toys.
Oh, yeah. So someone's just sitting on this trying to make money.
Andy, I know we're joking and stuff, but Fill My Hole has such a ring to it. And it's me. Hi. It could be us. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Lame.
I'm good. I'm good. Oh, yeah. No, me and my wife, we have a YouTube channel called Fill My Hole.
By the way...
What? Yeah. Do you want to just tell me why we just had that incredibly long, awkward silence? What you were looking at on that Fill My Hole? Because I see there's a list. We just sat here for, maybe I'll edit it down a little bit, but we just sat here in silence for an uncomfortable amount of time. What were you looking at?
I just was looking at the list in Fill My Hole of places to visit.
Uh-huh.
And...
You seem very taken by it.
No, I was just curious because the last time we talked about fetish stuff was on our other show, Nobody's News.
Mm-hmm.
And you had said like a list came out of the most searched online fetishes.
Yes.
And that was a very surprising list. Now, none of that stuff showed up here because it was like balloon play, vor, which is gigantus.
Gigantus, yeah. Good memory.
If you think I haven't looked into this stuff. I'm like, what's it called? Vor? But that list was it was like pantyhose.
Okay.
Panties.
Mm-hmm.
High heels.
Mm-hmm.
Amateur. Dominatrix.
Almost seems like this was someone that's like sitting on that thing and also
and
making it SEO.
Little...
Yeah, or like making it so it comes up in searches and whatever.
I'm just so not like, I don't know, and nothing against people who are super into that stuff. I did like, audiobook stuff or things like that.
Mm-hmm. But
I just use the old imagination.
Sure. Good for you. Your sick, twisted imagination.
Fill my hole. YouTube.com/fill my hole. Hi, everyone. What will we call them? The people who are watching.
The holies?
Yes.
No, holies doesn't work.
I'm excited about this.
I'm happy. I'm not happy. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, I think we need to wrap up. I think I need some space.
Okay. Got it. Understood. And that's fair. Good night.
Good night.